Okay, I'm waiting for the notifications, Sister Ramonia, and we are live. I want
Okay.
to thank everyone for tuning in to a very, very special edition of Off the Record, the People's Podcast, with our wonderful guest, Sister Ramonia Muhammad, this evening. Sister Ramonia, first of all, assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
It is truly an honor that you would come and have a conversation with myself and my viewing and listening audience. Sister Ramonia, the first of all, I want to make sure I thank your family for their sacrifices as well. I went to school with your sons, and I, love them. I have nothing but respect and love for them. My sister Miriam says, "Assalamu alaikum." Alaikum salam, Miriam.
Walaikum salam.
Okay, so Sister Ramonia, I want to get into your business and your businesses, but first I want to understand your journey. So, can we start with your um, your kidney transplant? When did you know that you had to get one, and how was that?
Oh wow. I started getting sick in like 1993. And they couldn't find out what was wrong with me. They tested me for lupus and, just a whole battery of tests. And then they found out that I had kidney disease. And kidney disease runs on my mom's side of the family. And so after they found out that I had kidney disease, they tried to maintain me with my diet. And that worked for a while. And I'll say maybe a year within me finding out that I had kidney disease, I ended up going on dialysis. And I had to go to, a dialysis center like 4 days out of the week and spend half of my time there to make sure that I was getting dialyzed properly. And then I think maybe like 3 months after that, they downgraded me from the number of days that I was going to dialysis to like 3 days and 3 hours a day, which was pretty good because at that time I was raising my children. My children were very small. They wasn't small, but they were young.
Yes, ma'am.
And in 1995, I had my first kidney transplant because I've been transplanted twice. So
Mm.
in 1995, I had my first transplant, actually April the 1st, 1995.
Yes, ma'am. And thank you all. Thank you for your honesty and transparency, and thank you all for watching the People's Podcast. Sister Kelly Webb says, "Assalamu alaikum, salam, ma'am, to you as well." Um, what? So after the first one, you had to go back for a second one. What? How did they tell
I,
you that?
I did. Actually, what happened, I ended up losing my son in 1997. He was hit by a moving vehicle in Chicago. He was at the babysitter's house, and he ended up getting hit by a moving vehicle, and he died. And from the stress and the trauma of all of that, the kidney started rejecting because of the stress. And so I ended up having to go right back on dialysis, I'll say a year, um, 1998. 1998, I went back on dialysis and I was pregnant at that time too. So I ended up going back on dialysis. And in 2000, I had my second transplant. And 20 years later, I call my kidney Sir Hercules. So Sir Hercules is doing wonderful.
Praise be to Allah. Beautiful. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Excellent. 1 second. Um, I wanted to make sure that we go back. So the stress that you went through with the loss of your son was the cause. Is there
Yeah.
any is there any advice you can give to not just women but men who are you know who are who have to go through a transplant to keep them inspired?
Wow. I would say to just be your own best advocate. You have to
Mm.
advocate for yourself as it relates to with your healthcare providers. And what I've learned is when you learn how to speak the language, it's very, very difficult for them to tell you anything. And so I had to learn. I had to just learn different verbiage and just to learn about my health as much as I could. And when I positioned myself to learn more about my health, then I was able to help my care providers take care of me
Mm,
because
mm.
I had a huge say, even right now today. I have a huge say as to how they care for me. I don't just go to the doctor and allow for them to tell me what they think. You know, it's like a two-way communication that I'm having with my doctors.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I help them and they help me. So
Mm.
the best thing that you can do for yourself is to become your own best advocate as it relates to your health.
Praise be to Allah. Beautiful. Now, you watched myself and my siblings grow up along with your children. But when did you first hear the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad?
Oh my goodness. In actually 1995.
Okay, yes,
In
ma'am.
1995, and I had and I have to say this, I had two people that actively played a role in me coming into the nation, actually. I was a student at Kennedy King College, and Brother Ronald, I don't know if you remember, do you remember Brother Ronald? He does the carrot cake, Brother Josh. Do you remember
No,
Brother
ma'am.
Ronald?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Sure your parents do. Well,
Yes,
Brother
ma'am.
Ronald would come to Kennedy King College and he would bring the Final Call newspaper. And one day he brought the Final Call newspaper into the student lounge.
Mm,
And this one particular day, it was so crowded in there. And so he went and he started passing out. Normally he would just leave them and just go. But this particular day, he started walking around passing everybody, a Final Call newspaper. And I read it. I read the back of it. And I did not even know who the minister was, to be honest.
mm, mm.
And I did not know who the minister was at all. And so I started asking him about questions about the minister. And the next period, I was going into my speech class to do a persuasive speech.
Mm,
And
mm.
based off of what Brother Ronald told me, I went in there and I did my persuasive speech on the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, based off of what he told me. And Brother Donnie would be on 79th Street with the Final Call newspaper. And this one particular day, Donnie, he had like tickets for Savior's Day. And I ended up buying like 10 tickets. And
Mm,
I took them to school and I was giving the tickets out to, some of my friends at school. I gave out all the tickets and did not even have a ticket for myself to go to Savior's Day. And one day I saw
mm.
Brother Daniel again, and he said, Sister, how did you like Savior's Day? And I told him I didn't go to Savior's Day. I gave all the Savior's Day tickets away. And then I asked him, I said, well, can you tell me about the sisters in the nation? And he said, Sister, I can't tell you about the sisters in the nation. Sister, what you can do is go to your MGT class. And I was like,
Mm,
what is MGT class?
mm, mm.
And so he told me what MGT class was, and I ended up going that Saturday to MGT class, and that's where I have been spiritually at home at Mas Mariam.
Praise be to Allah. Beautiful. And shout out to Brother Donnie for coming through in the clutch with his fishing and as well as with Brother Ronald. Excellent. And thank you very much, Mr. Ramon. My next question I want to have for you, when you came in, how long did it take for you to realize that the minister was very special and was divinely guided?
You know what, Josh? It did not take me long at all because during that time that I came into the nation, and I really believe that Allah set it up this way, and He also put the people in place that helped me get into the doors of the mosque, which is Brother Donnie, and Brother Ronald. During that time, of course, I came in 90. Well, I registered in 96, and that next year, that's when I lost my son in 97,
Mm,
and I think the minister had just came off of his World Friendship Tour, and Mother Tynetta had an event at MUI, and they shared with the minister who I was and that I had lost my son. And so the minister had spoke with me, and
Mm.
what he had shared with me has carried me, has just really carried me through me being in the Nation of Islam and in my life and being able to bear witness to him. He shared with me that out of something bad, Allah always produces something good, and that I will have one greater than the one that I lost. So in my mind, I'm saying, how is this going to happen? I'm not even married.
Yes,
How is
ma'am.
this going to happen? So in that, of course, the minister, wouldn't say you're going to have a child and not have a husband.
Mm.
So, but later on that year, I ended up having, getting married to my first husband. And that year after that, I had my son, Bilal.
Mm.
Now, mind you, in between all of this, my first kidney was in rejection. So the doctors was telling me that I was not going to be able to have any more children. In fact, when I got pregnant, they wanted me to abort him.
Mm.
And based off of what the minister had shared with me, I knew that what the doctors was telling me, and that's why I said that it's so very important that you advocate for yourself in terms of your health. Based off of what I knew, what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan shared with me, I knew for certain that I was going to have that child, and I knew for certain that I was going to be transplanted shortly thereafter. I
Mm.
had him, and I'm telling you, it happened. And so it did not take me long to find out who the minister is. And that's just one incident, you know what I mean? Just
Yes, ma'am.
one experience. But the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is who, I don't know if I should say who he say he is, but who we say he is.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? He is who we say that he is.
Praise be to
And
Allah.
so, yeah, yeah, he is special. And he's
Beautiful.
very special to me. And he's very special to my family.
Praise be to Allah. Yes, ma'am. Sister Ramon, what do you do for fun?
Oh my goodness. You should have had me on your music entertainment. Oh my God. I don't know if I should say this, but I'm a trap music girl.
Okay, okay. Yes,
No,
ma'am.
I actually what I really enjoy doing, I really enjoy spending time with my friends. I really enjoy spending time with my family. I enjoy reading. That's one of my favorite pastimes. I enjoy reading. That gives me more pleasure than anything, is me acquiring knowledge, me feeding myself on a mental level.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. I want to read some of the comments and thank you very much, Sister Ronia, for your
Oh, you're
honesty, your
welcome.
transparency. Thank you for continuing to watch People's Podcast. Sister Helene, Walaikum salam, may Allah bless you. This truly produces and enhances our love for one another. Thank you and the whole family. Thank you and thank you for your family, Sister Helene. My sister Naima says Walaikum salam. Brother Dion says, wow, beautiful testimony. Oh, Walaikum salam, Brother Dion. This is Brother Dion's first time watching. Thank you, Brother Dion. And my sister Naima says, all praises due to Allah. My next question for you, Sister Ramonia, is what has been your greatest trial and how have you overcome that?
Well, I would say my greatest trial, probably to this day, um, is being consistent with myself.
Mm, mm.
Since we're going to be transparent,
Yes, ma'am.
and when I mean by consistent with myself, I mean um, sometimes being selfish with me, with my time, because I give so much to other people. And sometimes when you have a big heart, you end up sacrificing yourself for the good of other people.
Yes, ma'am.
And sometimes that's not always good, especially if you don't have the right type of balance. And so that's my biggest trial. It's not saying no when I need to,
Mm. Yes,
and
ma'am.
not being consistent with my no, because it's okay to say no. Sometimes you have to say no if that means that you're saying yes to yourself.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
so that is my biggest trial, is saying no to the things and the people that I need to say no to. And not that I want to say no, or not that I um, neglect helping and doing for other people. But again, it becomes um, a, a, a misfortune for yourself when you give so much to other people and you don't give properly to yourself. So that's my biggest trial.
Praise be to Allah. What has been your greatest joy?
Mm. My greatest joy would be to have granddaughters.
Mm.
I've had all sons,
Yes, ma'am.
and I never had any girls, and I've always wanted to have daughters. So my greatest joy is being able to have so many me's.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Have any of your sons produced the granddaughters for you?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay.
I have actually four granddaughters.
Okay. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Four.
Praise be to Allah.
Anthony. Anthony has three girls, and Chris has one.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. And earlier you spoke of your son, Chris, having a son and wanting to name. I mean, you can explain that.
Yeah, my son that passed, the one that was killed in '97,
Yes, ma'am.
he was 6 years old, of course. His name was Giovanni. And so Chris' wife, she's pregnant now, and she'll be due in the next couple of weeks, and they are naming him Giovanni.
Praise be to Allah. That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm excited about that.
Yes, ma'am. And I think that's very honorable of him as a brother to do that, to keep his brother's legacy going.
Yeah.
I want to stress that I can't. That of course, we love you. We love your family. Thank you all for your sacrifice.
Thank you so much.
Myself and Mimi, we both went to your son's funeral, and we just love, Anthony, Chris. We love your whole family. So we definitely,
Yeah,
I'm happy that his legacy is going to be living on through your grandson. Before we
yeah.
get started, I want to go into your businesses, but before we get started, I want to just announce the sponsors of this week's podcast. I want to start with my brother, Rashad, and his business partner, Jamal, Street Premiere, video production and editing. They have a drone, and they're working with a 4K camera, so they'll be doing movies, films, all kind of stuff they're working on, and they have a big announcement coming up this summer. Thank you all. If you need anything with editing, reach out to my brother or Jamal with Street Premiere. My sister Miriam has a coloring book, ABC I Love Me coloring book. Thank you very much. And children's book, and is on Amazon. Thank you very much to Miriam. My second book, Cleopatra, it is on Amazon. Thank you all very much who support it. Also, my sister Naima has a dance company called Stay On Point Dance Academy LLC on Instagram. She teaches girls virtually how to do ballet
Um,
and all different type of dancing. My brother from Supreme Men's Clothing in St. Louis, Missouri, 1035 West Florissant Avenue, 528-555. That brother will keep you fresh. He's amazing with the drip. Um, Brother Ronald, BMW Entertainment in Phoenix. They put on events. They plan events, travel all around the country, putting on events. Reach out to BMW Entertainment. Also, the Akira's Cafe in Chicago, Brother Aaron, 773-860-1696. If you all need some coffee, he can ship the coffee to you all wherever you are. Supreme Team Insurance, Todd X McGraw, 803-521-2787. Make sure we support our brother Todd X McGraw. I want to make sure that we have a new sponsor today. Oh, Brother Chantel X, Supreme Express, the X and Transportation. and logistics, Houston, Texas. They have a trucking company, um, and they specialize in refrigeration and in freight. Sister, I want to make sure I give a shout out to these sisters. Sister Serena Woodford in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Designsofcomposure.com, hollytexture.com. That's a homemade hair products. They do homemade hair products. Thank you all very much. I want to make sure I thank Sister Tia Vinos for Black Millionaires. They have flashcards. They teach Black children economic empowerment and development. Last but not least, my father's book, A Soldier in the Movement of Christ, abdulsharif.com. Thank you all for your support. If you all would like to sponsor the People's Podcast on Cash App, thank you very much. Hey, Young Guap. Okay, yes, sir. Brother Abdullah says dope. Thank you very much for watching. Okay, Sister Ramonia, back to you. What
Yes.
advice? What advice would you give to future wives?
Ooh, um, patience, 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 patience. And to, wow, patience. I'll say lots of patience, but also um, to never ever allow for your husband to be made to be made to feel as though he's always wrong.
Yes, ma'am.
I think that was one of my biggest like before I really started doing some auditing and really working on self. I think that was like really one of my big realizations. Like sometimes when you come into relationships and you coming into relationships hurt, both parties come into the relationship just having different experiences, right? And sometimes when you don't understand that really in truth, the real work that needs to be done is on you as an individual. And that person that you're married to is only mirroring back to you those experiences that you need to actually work on within yourself. But sometimes we always say, you.
Yes, ma'am.
And I
Yes,
think
ma'am.
that I was such a drama queen. You know what I mean? Like, and like seriously, and I had to really get a hold to that victim mindset. And the only way that I was able to really get rid of it and to really kind of like handle it and find out where it came from, I had to end up really going through the necessary healing process that I need to go through the auditing process. And so, yeah, that would be my biggest advice is to never ever make your husband always feel as though he's wrong because 99.9% of the time, um, in relationships, when you pointing your finger all the time at somebody else, those are the things that you really and truth need to heal within yourself.
Okay, yes, ma'am. And thank you. And thank you all very much for watching Other People's Podcast. I want to stay on the auditing. It has helped me tremendous. It has helped many people I'm very close to tremendous. How has it impacted you?
Oh my goodness, it has really impacted my life. It has given me the ability. I lost my dad like last week from COVID, and my dad raised me, and I was very very close with my dad, and yeah, and so he passed. But had it not been for the process of me going through this, I probably wouldn't be able to be doing what I'm doing actually right now.
Mm,
So
mm,
it has given me the ability to confront life,
mm.
because again, I was that drama queen. And there was reasons why I was that drama queen and why I was that victim. So people may have seen me that know me a little. They may have said, "Oh, Ramona's so sweet," and I am. But of course, there's those things that you have that you need to work on. And so it has absolutely changed my life. I'm actually on the bridge.
Hey,
And so I'm very close to going clear, so which is phenomenal.
yes, ma'am.
And yeah, so it has actually really helped me tremendously.
Beautiful. And thank you all for continuing to watch the People's Podcast. And may Allah comfort you and your family with the loss of your father, Sister Ramonia.
Thank you. Thank you.
My next question is, what advice would you give to future mothers?
Ooh. To wow, you know what? And I just this just dropped in my universe. Discipline. We have to discipline our children, but we have to discipline our children in such a way um, that they know that we love them. Because sometimes we can be very, very harsh in our discipline, and sometimes we can be very judgmental of our children. And we rear our children the way that we were reared. So if you had a heavy-handed parent, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be heavy-handed with your children. But discipline, but make sure it is in love.
Beautiful. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Um, my next question, and thank you all for watching. My next question is, what are you ever going to write a book about your journey?
I do. I do. I'm an author already. I have like 3 published works already on Amazon.
Okay.
And yeah, so and congrats to you on your book, on your work and your dad's work, because it's, that's phenomenal, because it puts you in a whole different light once you become an author, really.
Yes, ma'am.
But of course, I think yeah, I do. I would like to at some point.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. And how can we get in? How can we get your books?
You can go to Amazon.com and order.
Mm,
And it's under Coach Remy. It wouldn't be under Remonia Muhammad.
okay.
Coach Remy, that's my brand name. So it'll be under Coach Remy.
Coach Remy. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Excellent. And let's make sure we all go and support our sister and her books. My next question for you is the new businesses. Can you explain to us your new business ventures and how can we support them?
Yes, absolutely. I thought you would never ask. Um, well, of course, you know that I am a life coach. I've been coaching for since 2006, and I work with women entrepreneurs. I teach them how to shift their mindset because everything is about mindset. And so I teach them how to shift their mindset, leverage their network circle so that they can create an additional income stream for themselves. And one of the business that I'm in is I'm in a company called Total Life Changes. I am a network marketer to life. I've been
Mm,
selling stuff ever since I could probably walk, right?
mm,
So I'm in a network marketing company, and the company that I'm in right now is Total Life Changes. And we have phenomenal product. And one of the products that we have, I'm sure you guys have probably seen this floating around on the internet. It is our NutriBurst,
mm,
and it is a liquid vitamin that allows for you to get all the nutrients that you need in your body. It has 98% consumption because normally
mm,
when you take vitamins, it takes you a minute to get the nutrients that you need when you're taking a pill in the pill form. And then we have our detox tea, and it actually detoxifies your body on a cellular level. All of our
mm,
products are 100% organic, GMO free,
mm, mm,
and it is halal. Our products are halal. So that
mm,
is the reason why I jumped on this company and jumped on the products. They are absolutely phenomenal. And I coach. I have an online school called the Goddess Academy, and you will find the link when you go to coachingwithremy.com. And I have a call center. I have a virtual call center, and I hire me and my team. We hire um, remote customer service reps to provide customer services for my Fortune 500 companies that I partner with. I partner with Comcast, Carnival Cruise Line, Disney, and
mm, mm.
etc. So yeah, that's what I do. And
Beautiful.
if anybody looking to work from home, you can go to virtuesolutions.online, virtuesolutions.online.
Okay, yes, ma'am. And let's make sure that everybody from the People's Podcast, we go and support our sister Ramonia. Sister Ramonia, one more question for you. And first of all, thank you all for continuing to watch this. We're gonna put this on. Make sure we share it on YouTube, like, subscribe, and share, so that we can support our sister. What do you want your legacy to be, Sister Ramonia?
That I want my legacy to be That's a very good question. I want my legacy to be my thoughts.
Mm.
And it's not so much money. Because sometimes we think that legacy is only about financial. You know what I mean? Like you hear people say, my legacy is I'm gonna leave my children some money. I don't want that to be my legacy. I want my legacy to be my thoughts, how I think, the people that engage me. I want
Mm.
them to be able to say, oh my God, this sister, she was so powerful, you know, mentally and spiritually. She was a powerful sister. And if the way that I think, the way that um, my life has been constructed for me to actually shift my own thoughts so that I can create a different reality for myself, although I've gone through so many trials in my journey.
Yes, ma'am.
I want them to take my thoughts as to how I was able to transform my life
Mm.
and to show up in the world and be like, hey, world, here I am, I'm ready.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what I want my legacy to be.
Okay, beautiful. Well, I want to thank you very much, Sister Remonia, for taking time out of your busy schedule.
Yeah. Thank you.
We love your family, and your personal testimony is going to. I pray that it continues to heal many of us and inspire us to keep going. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Josh, please give your families the greetings. I love your family. Give your mom a very, very big hug for me, please.
Yes, ma'am. I will. I will. Absolutely. And I think somebody's holding something up in the back.
Sharing your dad's book. That's my
husband.
husband.
You got it. Okay, praise be to God. Okay, yes, sir.
Tell Brother Sharif this guy stayed up all night and read the whole book in one setting.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Read the whole book in one setting.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much, sir. And thank you, Sister Remonia.
I love you. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.